Huh?
You already muted.
Is it where? Okay, is it now?
Good evening, honorable members and colleagues.
Recording in progress.
Good evening,
The time
Chair.
now-
Good
so,
evening,
yeah,
Chair.
the time
Good
now
evening, Chair.
is 6 o'clock. I think we need to start with our meeting. I'm just checking quickly the agenda.
Okay.
Claire,
Evening,
can you
Chair.
start the agenda? Good evening, good evening.
Aku agenda.
Uh, Kilega, are you flighting the agenda? Mr. Jonas, can you mute your mic?
Will do.
Oh, okay.
Can you see,
Thank
Chair?
you.
It's on the
Thank
screen.
you. Okay, I can see now. Thank you, honorable members and colleagues. Good evening. Let me welcome you in this meeting. Last night we had a meeting where we received presentations from entities. Now we'll be getting a presentation today so that we be able to adopt our report before our budget that needs to be presented on Monday. I just want to check, Chilega, whether do we have any apologies?
No, Chair, I have not received any apologies.
Do we meet the quorum?
Yes, Chair, there are 7 members that have joined the meeting.
Okay, so we
We
do
can
meet
just
the
do a roll call again, like we did, just to
Okay.
make sure that all the members are in the meeting.
Okay, yes, I will do that. Now, quickly, Honorable Nalumango, are you present?
Yes, Chair, I'm present.
Honorable Makasi, are you present?
I'm present, Chair.
Honorable Direko, are you present? Okay, Honorable Direko absent. Honorable Mtunu, are you present?
Yes, Chair, I'm present.
Thank you. Honorable Diplock, are you in
Yes,
the
Chair.
meeting? Honorable Beach? Honorable Beach, are you in the meeting?
Not yet.
Not yet,
Let
okay.
me check. Yeah, not yet, Chair.
Honorable Kasa
Not yet, Chair.
Mkize, Honorable Mkize?
Not yet, Chair.
No, I'm present.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
thank
I'm
you.
present.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Honorable Mkize.
Okay, there.
Honorable Managa, Dr. Managa,
She's joining, Chair. Oh, yeah, she just joined.
she just joined. Okay.
Yeah.
Honorable Managa?
She's accepted her.
Chairperson,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, I'm present, Chair. I just disconnected and rejoined because I was unable to get the unmute button.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
Thank
That is
you.
noted. Honorable Jonas, I saw you. Your mic was on. Present.
Yes, Chair.
Honorable James? Honorable James? Okay. Absent. Yes, we do meet the
He's on
quorum.
the
Can you flight?
platform, yeah. Okay,
Oh,
Chair.
is he on the platform?
Yes, Chair.
Okay, maybe he is struggling. Honorable De Block, I see that you have your hand up.
Yes, Chair. I just wanted to say that Honorable Peach told me earlier today that he was very ill. He was still hoping to join the meeting, but if he doesn't join, please will we accept his apologies.
Okay, that is noted, Honorable De Block. Thank you for that. Kilega, you said we do meet the quorum. Can you flight the agenda again? Okay, we're going to point 3. Can I have a mover for the adoption of the agenda?
Yes,
Honorable,
Chair.
Come again? I did not capture. Okay, I'm going to look for the hands.
Honorable Nalumango, I move for the adoption, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Nalumango. Can I get a seconder? Honorable De Block, thank you. Okay, Honorable De
I will
Block,
second. Thank you, Chair. Thank you.
thank you. Honorable members, I am informed that the meeting is live on the Parliament TV. You are requested that whenever you are making inputs, switch on your videos so that they can be able to see your faces. I am challenged here with the network in Laporia Park. So I would request that I switch off my video for now. Then whenever I speak, then I will also open the video. Otherwise, I'm going to get cut off. I can see now the network is starting to be unstable. I note the fact that Parliament is viewing this, is screening this. So, but we also have they need to also note that we have a challenge of network, and the weather might have been also the cause of that. Honorable members, we have point number 2, consideration and adoption of the draft committee report on budget vote number 32 of the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment, dated 12 July 2024. I know that we have received, all of us, the presentation or the report. Surely members have gone through it. I know we received it at 1 o'clock, if I'm correct. Would request that Unhlanhla, our connect advisor, go through the report with us, and then we will have deliberations, or if we want to ask any clarities, we will have clarities after that. Nhlanhla, can you flight the report and then take us through the report?
Good evening, Chair, and good evening, members. Chair, I think I will be guided how the committee prefers the processing of the report, whether we take it page by page, and then maybe let's say we go through one page, then members can indicate if maybe there's a part where they want to make an input, then if not, then we move to the next page. Is that in order, Chair?
Members, can you guide us, or the presenter, now to move with the presentation? Do you want him to go page by page and finish, or you want us to interact with the pages as he move along? I'm going to note ends. Honorable De Block?
Thank you, Chair. I think perhaps the most time-efficient way to do this is to go section by section and ask if the committee has inputs in each numbered section.
Okay, noted then. So that's it. We're fine, members.
We in agreement, Chair?
Yes, Chair, that's in
Okay,
order.
then.
That's
Okay,
fine.
then.
In
Thank you,
agreement,
members. You may continue, Nhlanhla.
Okay, maybe we'll start with the title. If maybe there's mistakes or if maybe there's an area that members feel like can be rephrased, they should feel free to let us know. And yeah, I think then we'll do number one, background, if maybe there's anything there. Okay, I think in the absence of anything, I consider that it's accepted as is. Number two, introduction. Okay. 2.1. Let's go to 2.2. Let's scroll a bit more. Some more. Some more. Then we'll go to number 3. And scroll. And scroll. And scroll. Then we go to 3.1. Oh, there's something there. Yeah. And go to 3.2. And scroll. And go to number 4. Okay. I will be guided whether I'm too fast, slow, okay.
We are still looking for some errors, ne? We're still going to go through and you answer.
Okay. All right. Let's scroll. 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 Scroll a bit more. Okay, let's go to number 5, the discussion. Scroll. See?
Yes, Lada.
Let's scroll.
Jaja, may I request that from the discussions downward, you take us through? Yeah, and also the committee observations and all that. Can you take us through this presentation?
Okay.
Because I understand that
the-
the previous ones was the ones that we were taken through. Those ones are coming from the presentations that were made in those 2 meetings that we had. So can we just now take us through from number 5 and downwards?
Okay.
Okay.
So, section 5 deals with it's basically capturing the essence of the discussions that the committee had, and this opening paragraph is just at a high level without going into the details of what the minister and the 2 deputy ministers said, but just capturing the essence of their undertaking to uphold the environmental rights enshrined in the Constitution and implement various programs to respond to climate change, biodiversity beneficiation, and encouraging good governance in the department, as well as supporting sustainable development. So that is just summarizing all those speeches in that sense. And then before they end, they hand it over to the DG, Ms. Nomfundo, to take the committee through the presentation of the department. That is essence of this paragraph. And then let's scroll. And then we go to the first program of the department. The paragraph summarizes the budget allocation and the difference that the budget indicates in terms of comparison with the allocation from the 2023 and 2024 financial year, and also reflecting on the changes in the number of targets that the department is pursuing under that program that they have changed. And then move to program number 2. It's also the same approach, putting the purpose or the objective of the program, the budget allocation, as well as its comparison with the allocation during the 2023-2024 financial year, as well as the target that a comment on the target comparing the 2 financial years. Members will recall that the department had actually been revising their targets downward, and they provided an explanation for revising the targets downward. So it's the essence that is being captured there also in each program. Let's scroll to program 3, Oceans and Coast. And in Oceans and Coast, yeah, it's the purpose of the program as well as its budget allocation. Then the distilled questions that the committee raised. Scroll up a little bit. So that, yeah. Let's go to that 5.3.1. That was one of the points that the questions that were raised by the committee around the 30-30 target of the department, getting more clarity, as well as the finalization of the Oceans Master Plan. And the department responded. In some of the questions, the department provided a response. In some of the questions, the department provided an answer. So, yeah, sometimes it's just between the two, where you just have to find it, whether it's a response or whether it's an answer. So on that one of the 30-30 target, they did explain how they are proposing getting it achieved, as well as the possible overlap between the freshwater, marine, as well as the terrestrial environment, where they are planning to increase the area under conservation. I think in the marine environment, they said that we are currently at 10%, and there's still a bit of a long way to go. So it's in the terrestrial environment, but these ones are further broken down into the entities, where iSimangaliso will also be expanding the area that is under conservation towards Mozambique, as well as Park that will be securing additional pieces of land, either through buying them or donation, which could be from private owners or communal land. Let's scroll to 5.4, which is climate change, equality, and sustainable development. That was roughly just also following the same approach. The purpose of the program, the budget that has been allocated, as well as a comment on the number of targets that are set. Let's go to 5.4.1. Yes, then, yeah, on that one, the questions, they were raised multiple times in different formats, but they speak to climate disaster risk reduction, as well as the preparedness of provinces and municipalities. And the response from the department is also provided there, particularly from the high level, that the ultimate goal is to reduce climate change from reducing greenhouse gas emissions from the commitments that the country made in Paris under the Paris Agreement, which is what the country is working towards, to ensure that all the way, it trickles all the way down to different sectors, where there will be allocations of carbon budget once the climate change bill is signed, which is currently in the office of the president. Let's go to 5.5. Okay, Honorable De Block, stand it up.
Yes.
Okay. Honorable De Block.
You, Chair, yes. I have some inputs in under 5.5, but perhaps let's let the presenter get through the section and then I'll give my input if that's okay.
Okay, no, it's fine then. Noted, Honorable De Block.
All right.
So we'll
Then,
allow him to
yeah.
just finish this one, and then you raise the inputs.
Yes, Chair, thank you.
Okay then. Okay.
All right. then it's this program 5, biodiversity and conservation, its purpose, as well as its budget allocation, and then it's the comments on the target. Let's go to 5.5.1. Okay, there was a bit of discussion on the target on particularly on Ramsar side that the department is planning to achieve. And the essence of the initial questions that were raised by the committee was that is it not under targeting? But then the department provided an explanation that the process is quite involved, and based on the resources that they have, both human and the budget, it will be realistic to set one, declaring one Ramsar site. So I will pause there.
Honorable de Block.
Thank you, Chair. I just first want to say I think the fact that we've got most of the way through the report without a single comment is just a testament to the high quality of the work that was gone into it. So I just want to thank those that were responsible. My input on 5.5 is under 5.5.2. This was my question the answer to my question around the Ramsar site. I just feel that 5.5.2 doesn't quite capture the point around the length of time required for proper public consultation, which was a major restriction on getting more than one Ramsar site in per year. So if I may, I'd like to suggest a slightly altered wording to 5.5.2 with your permission, Chair.
Yes, you may, Honorable de Block.
Thank you. My proposed wording, I don't know if this can be edited in real time on the shared document or not, is 5.5.2, given the complexity, resource intensive nature, and length of time required for proper public consultation processes, and then it may continue as it is there.
Okay, let's go first, Honorable de Block.
All
So
right,
given
so
the complexity, resource,
resource intensive nature,
yes,
and length of time required for proper public consultation.
yes.
And I had processes, and then the rest of the sentence can remain how it is, if that reads all right for everyone.
That's fine for me. Is that the input that you wanted to, only the input that you wanted to raise, Mr. Honorable de Block?
Yes, Chair, for 5.5, I do have inputs for 5.6 once the present is finished. Thank you.
Okay, I see the hand of Honorable Managa. Honorable Managa?
Yes, Honorable Chair, maybe I should first allow the presenter to finish the presentation because I wanted to make a follow-up on the questions that we asked yesterday when we were asking the South African Weather Services. I wanted to check
Why don't
responses.
we, okay. Do you want to make some corrections on the report now? Honorable Managa?
No, I wanted to find out if whether the South African, remember yesterday we had a South African Weather Services, they said to us some of the responses they will provide them in writing. I wanted to check if whether those responses were submitted.
Whether they were submitted.
Yes,
Okay,
because I had a very hectic schedule.
No, Chair, I have not received them yet. Remember, we said over the weekend. I think that's what Deputy Minister said last night. But I'll follow up again with the
Okay then.
department before Monday.
Okay, okay then.
Thank you, members.
Are you happy, Honorable Mananga?
Answered,
you-
answered, not happy, answered.
Answered. Okay
Yes.
then. Okay. Okay. Honorable De Block, you said you wanted to have an input, but the presenter must continue.
Yes, thank you, Chair.
Okay then. Okay. Continue, Nhlanhla.
Okay, thank you, Chair. We are moving to program 6, environmental programs. It follows the same approach. I think members raised concern around the budget reduction, particularly on the purpose or the very existence of the program of creating jobs and responding to environmental challenges. And the discussion, I think it largely centered around that the reduction in the budget does not really align with the core purpose of existence of this program. And then let's go to 5.6.1. Okay, the one question was around the potential impact of the budget reduction, and the other one was on the criteria that was applied for setting the targets, particularly on jobs that will be created. And yeah, I think there was a bit of toing and froing, but the essence of the response was that targets are largely influenced by the available budget, and that has a direct bearing on whether there will be an upward or a downward revision of the target. And then we go to 5.7. This one, chemicals and waste management. It follows the same approach, starting with the purpose of the program, the budget allocation, as well as the comment on the targets for this current financial year. And 5.7.1, it was more on the support that is provided to municipalities. One, to improve waste management, as there was example made that waste management in some areas is not up to scratch due to the high level of litter and the poor kind of service from the side of municipalities in terms of collections and cleanliness of some residential areas in townships and villages where there's that difference when compared to urban areas. And then the other part had to do with anything tangible or spin-offs from the ongoing training or support that the department is offering to municipalities in terms of the waste management or the improvement of infrastructure, including, among others, landfill sites or recycling facilities. The response from the department, 5.7.3, the essence of it was that there are partnerships in provinces as well as the local municipalities to ensure that the department or the municipalities are aware of what is expected of them, as well as interventions that include the sourcing of funds from National Treasury to assist waste pickers to be part of the recycling or the circular economy. And then also the part which has to do with the funds for the infrastructure, such as establishing the buyback centers where collected waste or material can be taken. Then the next one was basically a way of the department distancing themselves from the poor state of waste management, that their direct responsibility is on hazardous waste. Non-hazardous waste is the responsibility of municipalities in terms of management of that. And let's scroll down a little bit. Yeah, and yeah, then that there's a need though for ongoing public education and awareness programs to reduce the litter in communities. But they also pointed to the high staff turnover that is having a negative impact on the rollout of the programs, one relating to circular economy or the enforcement of legislation relating to litter and waste management. Let's go to 5.8. Then it's the forestry program. It follows the same approach of highlighting the purpose of the program, the budget allocation, as well as the changes in the target when compared to the 2023-24 financial year. And yeah, this one centered around the criteria that is used for identification of communities to be beneficiaries in the transfer of state plantation. And the department highlighted that they are applying Section 29 of the National Forest Act that provides for the transfer or establishment of communal forests or the transfer of some of the state forests, and that was an option for communities to also request if the department's audit process did not identify certain areas as worthy of or as qualifying for the transfer of some portions or identified portions of state plantation, not forest plantation. Honorable De Blok's hand is up, Chair.
Honorable De Blok.
Thank you, Chair. I have some inputs under 5.8. I have some edits I'd like to add to both 5.8.1 and 5.8.2. Again, this was my question to the committee. I would like to add on to the end of 5.8.1, if we can delete that full stop and just carry on the same sentence, as well as whether the communities are appropriately capacitated and supported, full stop.
Sorry, Honorable De Blok, you say appropriately
Capacitated
capacitated.
and supported.
Yes.
And then to capture, so that's the end of that sentence, to capture the element of that in their response under 5.8.2, we can add a new sentence at the end of that answer. And that sentence goes, there are support programs so I think we can add this just to 5.8.2. It pertains to the same question. It doesn't need to be a new bullet point.
Oh, okay, so just a full stop here, and then there are support programs as a continuation.
Yes, as a continuation.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
So
Yes.
there are support programs to assist communities with management of plantations provided by both industry and the department. And full stop at the end of department. Thank you, Chair. That's my input. I hope it's agreeable.
Noted, Honorable de Blok.
Okay, then we
Continue,
move. Then we move to program 9, fisheries management.
Sorry, maybe
Yes.
before you
Another
move
hand.
to program
Oh.
9.
Honorable Managa.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. Response from
Can you
Sunbeam.
switch on your video, Honorable Managa? Can you switch on your video? We were requested
It's
that
on,
whenever we make input, yeah. Thank you, Mama.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chairperson. Page 17, response from the Sunbee 6.54. Sunbee's cross-sectoral work is governed by memoranda of understanding signed between various
Sorry,
parties.
Honorable
Some
Managa,
of
I'm sorry to interject. We're still coming to the entities.
Oh,
We are still now dealing with the programs of the department.
Oh,
We are
okay.
still on
Sorry
page
to
14.
interject. Yeah.
Honorable Managa. Honorable Managa, can we wait until we
Yes.
reach that part of the report?
okay,
Then you can make your input.
okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Continue, Chancellor.
On program 9, it follows the same basically mini context of how it's structured, that it is linked to the Marine Living Resources Fund, which is the entity of the department, and how the budget is allocated there. So the questions largely relate to the entity under the fisheries management program, which is why the discussions are captured under here. It's one of those programs, but we'll have a separate discussion around the structure of this entity. So the first point, or that is 6.1.1, there relates to the licensing environment of the department and the revenue that is generated by the fund. And then the other point that members raised was the implementation of monitoring, control, and surveillance along our coastal waters. How the department was effecting that, as well as the potential cooperation with the South African Navy. And when we go to 6.1.3, 6.1.3 is the response thereof, one on the processing of permits that fishers or fishing right holders, as well as recreational fishers, are entitled to, or they may apply for, that is generally finalized within 7 days if there is no need for additional paperwork, but also that the department was piloting an electronic permitting system to shorten the turnaround time. That is 6.1.3, and then 6.1.4. It was relating to the comment around the law enforcement and what tools they are using to try to cover the vast area that needs monitoring. And basically saying that there is cooperation that is established, particularly for looking after the remote islands, like the closer to the Crozier Island, where the French government and Australia they have islands closer to our islands, the Prince Edward Marine Protected Area. And then 6.1.5, it was around the revenue generated there. They estimated that they generate additional revenue besides the share that they get transferred from the fisheries management branch to the entity, which is coming from confiscated fish and fish products, levies on fish and fish products, licensing and application fees. And yeah, that is the summary of the discussion relating to fishery, to that marine living resource fund. Then we go to South African Weather Service. The discussions on 6.1, there were roughly 4, although they were coming in different ways. The first one being around the decision of the entity to establish a commercial operation or entity to improve its revenue to finance its basically operations. And then the other one had to do with the information dissemination, particularly when there is a predicted extreme weather event, how that reaches the ordinary members of communities, and to prepare them or to allow them to respond on time. And then the next point was related to infrastructure, how it had been handled, the radar, the forecasting infrastructure that the entity had, and given that there's a drive now for upgrades as well as replacement. And their responses are provided from 6.2.5, and the essence is that the allocated funds is currently just insufficient to cover the actual scope of their work, their mandate, and there's a great need for the expansion of the observer network that they have, as well as replacement of some of the technology that they have, because it's at this point it's either outdated or no longer meeting the needs according to their goals, as well as given that some of the infrastructure was donated. So maybe, yeah, basically it's around incompatibility as well as some of the infrastructure that they have no longer that advanced in doing the work, as well as improving accuracy of the predictions. But they also indicated that there's cooperation with there's incorporation of other tools such as modeling, where there's the data shortage or shortfall. But yeah, there's a challenge with the forecasting as well as the infrastructure for air quality monitoring. And then, yeah, broadly, the discussion was around those ones, and them clarifying that they have partnerships on the way down to municipalities, as well as some structures that they are using to spread the message, including, among others, platforms such as radio, television, and social media, to ensure that the information reach community members timeously and as clear as possible of the extent of the warning. And I don't know, did members have an input under South African Weather Service?
Honorable de Blok.
Honorable de Blok.
Honorable de Blok, I see you've raised your hand.
I have, thank you, Chair. My point is around 6.3.4, which I actually believe should be under 6.2. The question under sandparks says the committee wanted to know if the infrastructure for data collection was located at sites that represented the country. If I remember right, that was actually my question to SAWS. So I'd like to propose moving 6.3.4 to a new point 6.2.5, if that is okay. And then I'd like to add a response underneath that as well.
What?
6.3.4. I believe that should
Yes.
actually be under SAWS, not under
It's supposed to be
sandparks.
under source. Yes, that's what you were saying, was the question you raised it to source. Okay.
That's correct. So I believe that becomes 6.2.5 above the responses, because that is the question.
Okay, then which means we'll have the additional response as our new 6.2.9.
That's correct. I suggest some text for 6.2.9.
It's supposed to be under source, Nhlanhla, Chilega. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, what?
It's fine.
All right. May I add a 6.2.9 to cover that question?
Yeah.
Okay, my suggested text is SAWS has a large array of data collection points at a geographically representative scale, full stop.
Graphically
Representative scale. Full stop.
Okay.
And then another sentence, sorry. However, comma, a greater density of data collection points will produce more accurate predictions, full stop. SAWS.
Chilega and Nhlanhla,
Yes, Ngabs.
can we also add the fact that source indicated that they will be able to respond to some of the questions in writing? I think that should also reflect here that the committee will then therefore continue to engage with the entity. Because I don't want us to leave that part out of this report. It should reflect that we will get some of the responses in writing in the time frame that we had given them. Not sure whether it should fall under them or under our questions, but it should reflect in this report.
Okay.
Yes, Nhlanhla.
Outstanding.
May I suggest that it go to recommendation, then it will become
Okay.
more of an instruction that SAWS should provide the written response to questions that could not be answered within a specified period. We can say maybe 3 days, or but I think that
Yeah.
will be the decision of the
Okay, then. No, it's fine. It's fine. Continue.
maybe before we forget that, maybe cut that one letter, just paste it there, and recommendation will come to it.
Oh,
Yeah. I see the hand of Honorable Nalumango.
No,
And
thank you,
also-
Chair.
Yeah. Okay.
I think when Nhlanhla asked whether there's anything else under weather service, I think the questions that was posed by the ANC are captured correctly, as well as the responses. And then I think on the issue of source, you've covered me there. Thank you, Chair.
Noted, Honorable Nalumango.
Jefferson, we are now moving to 6.3. Eastern Parks. Just change that semicolon there to be a full stop, and 6.2.9. Anyway, we'll sort that those cosmetic stuff. We are now under South African National Parks 6.3. The question was two-pronged. One was the reduction of the target from 3,000 heads of game that will be donated, as well as the breakdown of the new target, specifying the beneficiaries. And then the other one was on the target on wetland rehabilitation. And then it was the clarity on the social legacy projects, another question. And the other one was on the rhino population increase that SANParks has put for itself. And then one question was on the rhino horn data management system. And then it was the expansion of the conservation estate by adding 10,000 hectares. And the responses provided, okay, maybe before I go to responses, Honorable Nalumango's hand is up, Chair.
Yeah, I see that. Honorable Nalumango, is that a legacy hand or you want to raise something?
No, Chair, it is a legacy hand, but in the main, I can see here, because I think I'm the one who posed most of the questions under SANParks, and I can see that the department has provided the answers there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, then we go to 6.3.7.
Can you then lower your hand? Can you lower your, sorry, can you lower your hand, Honorable Nalumango, when you are done speaking, please? Because that creates confusion. Thank you.
Okay, then the first one was the consultation process that entails around the setting of targets that these have to be consulted with the DPME, and then it was the answer to the beneficiaries of the head of games, as well as the breakdown of the rhino species, particularly where they are planning to increase the population size. And then they provided a response on the change in terms of the reporting of the rehabilitation of wetlands, that it was bits of pieces that were combined before and measured in cubic meters, but now it's focusing on a fully rehabilitated wetland. And then they provided the actually much broader than the answer on the 10,000 hectares, how it will be composed or how they look to get to that target. And then the last one was the legacy project. Then we moved to 6.4, iSimangaliso. 6.4.1, which was actually, there was a lot of discussion around the 30-30 target, but I think most of the discussions were around whether the extension of the park towards Mozambique was contributing towards the 30-30 target, or as part of the Transfrontier program, as well as the proposal or the suggestion that they should consider looking at interactions, not just posts, as well as increasing the number of followers in their social media target. And yeah, the concern around the start of the Hunsebenza project, because there's easiness from community members that I think they are left in abeyance there. And then they provided responses around the 30-30 target, that basically is to assist Mozambique, because then it will stop other developments that were going to be counterproductive to this target of expansion of the conservation estate from Mozambique side, while not necessarily improving the contribution that South Africa has made towards its own 30-30 target. And then the other one had to do with the concern that increasing followership and interaction was beyond their control, but what was within their control and realistic was posting 500 times or 500 posts a year. Anyway, and then it was clarity on the full 70 jobs that they were affected by the bill, the appropriation bill that has not been finalized yet. But as soon as it's adopted, then some of those projects will be initiated. And then it's 6.5. Maybe we remove that space there between 6.4.6 and 6.5. Let's reduce by 1. Okay, then we go to 6.5.1, where it was a general comment acknowledging the scope of work that SANBI is involved in, that it cuts across many sectors and agencies, which may create some level of overlap. And then it was the issue on the succulent plan, the poaching of succulent plants, and then it was the question on the ports of relations with the NZG. Then the responses provided from 6.5.4, basically acknowledging that the relations are governed by a memorandum of understanding that SANBI enters with the different parties that they are involved with, either academic institutions. They made lots of examples, but they are governed by agreements that are signed, and that the relations with BOTSOC is collaborative one, as informed by the active participation of BOTSOC in the rollout of the new membership card, and that they still retain their like the lifetime access, basically free access to the zoological garden. And then the next section is on the recommendation 7, and if we scroll down 7, yeah, we did not have lots of recommendations, but it was largely around comments. Like the first one was basically to specify that if when a target is adjusted or changed, it creates a little bit better clarity when they have specified that it's moving from this to this target, whether it's numerical or whether it's just the reporting, and that the committee proposed that should be included in the setting of target. And then it was the part on the breakdown of the donation, because they did not actually provide a full breakdown. It was just that community and some individuals, which I think it's up to the committee to maybe specify to what extent they want the breakdown, or whether when it's captured like this, it will be understood to imply that there's more breakdown that is required, rather than just saying it's communities and so many individuals. But they also undertook that when they come for their performance review, they will provide this information. So I think that the committee will decide on how we handle this one, whether we leave it as is for now, but then when the entity comes for its performance review, then this one could be raised again. And then it's the question on the slightly different view from the committee when looking at how SOL was looking at diversifying or creating a new entity. The view from the committee was that they can actually use the same strategy without necessarily creating a new entity, applying that within the existing one. And so, yeah, I think that was the essence of the discussion, not necessarily in favor of creation of a new entity. And then it's the part where SOS to submit outstanding questions within so many days, whether we say 3 days or 4 days. I think this is the part where we'll be guided. The meeting was on Thursday, and they said by Saturday, if I remember. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that's what, 48 hours. So should the committee say 72 hours, 3 days? Chair, I will hand back to you so that it provides the committee can provide some guidance in this last part of the report.
Thank you, Nhlanhla. That's it, honorable members. Here is the report. We have noted what Honorable Managa raised under the recommendations. I just want to check whether is there any clarity seeking question. Honorable Managa, I can see your hand is up.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Under iSimangaliso, I remember the Chief Executive Officer when within the entity, then I think we need to take that into consideration, because it's an assignment that we're given as the portfolio committee, because the iSimangaliso, they're having not the iSimangaliso, the iSimangaliso entity, they're having an issue with iSimangaliso that is operating within them, which is a problem to them, because they said they need to.
Members, can you hear Honorable Mananga?
No, Chair.
Okay.
No, we
Honorable
can't hear
Mananga,
them.
you have muted yourself. I think she had the problem with network, because she was, the sound was not well, was bad.
but I can hear you.
You can hear me?
If I can hear you well, yes.
Switch
I
off your
wanted
video,
to-
Honorable Managa. Switch off your video.
Okay.
Maybe it is, yeah, it is adding
Am I
to
better
this.
now? Yes.
Yes, you are
I
better
wanted
now.
I wanted to say that there was an issue, but that the iSimangaliso Wetland Park Authority CEO has raised. He's saying they are having Isimvelo Wildlife, which is operating within the entity, which is making it difficult for them to create jobs. So I was saying to the portfolio committee, we are having an assignment to make sure that working with the executive, we resolve that issue. So I'm not seeing it appearing anywhere under the notes, unless otherwise we can pack it for the next meeting.
Okay. I think, honorable members, we will still have more time to engage with this department and also its entities. We might not have captured everything, Nhlanhla, but I know that some of the things are the ones that remember we proposed that at some point we'll need to do an oversight on these entities and visit them and all that. So I don't think it's a train smash, Managa, Honorable Managa, but because we will still have more time to engage with these entities. I'm not sure whether you are happy with that. Or you want that to reflect on this report that iSimangaliso have this challenge. Honorable Managa?
Chair, may I
Members?
suggest?
Yes.
Chair?
Yes, Kilega.
I think we can include it, Chair. She must just give us the wording. Can you hear me, Chair?
Is she still in the meeting? Because now I had to switch devices. The other one failed me. So it's just Honorable Managa. Can you assist?
Yes, I'm still in the meeting.
Can you assist the secretary so that they can capture correctly what you were raising?
Okay, I was saying one of the contents that the iSimangaliso Wetland Park Authority is having is the issue that there isn't the wildlife that is operating within the entity, which is making it difficult for them to execute some of their mandates. For example, generation of revenue and job creation. Thank you, Chair.
Kilega and Nhlanhla, you'll find ways, a better way, or to put this in the report. Are you fine?
Okay,
Yes,
Chair.
Chair.
Yeah, I think it sounds more to be on more that the committee noted the
On the
difficult
recommendations.
environment between.
Yeah, I think it should reflect on under recommendations.
Under recommendations, what are we saying that the department or the entity should do?
Can other members also assist?
Chairperson?
Yes.
I'm suggesting that maybe under recommendation we put it as this. The committee will do an oversight so that we should get more informed on the issue that the Chief Executive Officer has raised.
Okay, on the issue of wildlife, example that was raised by the Chief Executive Office, it's fine then. Have you captured it, Chilega and Nhlanhla?
Okay. May I suggest that maybe we will leave it out for
Okay.
now as part of recommendation, because what is required is for the
But that was the
entity
rule.
to take the committee through the background of where things started, why they have the current problem, and what is being done as part of the briefing of the committee, like at a more detailed level, as it was already communicated in the committee, that when the committee has those workshops, then they will go into the finer details of these issues. Or else, if it is kept here, we should just try to make it clear that to the what, for example, the way the recommendations are structured, we are instructing basically the House that through the House, this is what the minister should do, this is what the entities should do. But for operational purposes of the committee, it will be a thing that will be kept for actioning, not necessarily being recommended to the House. Chairperson, I just want to be sure that I'm making sense.
Okay, I see the hand of Honorable Managa and the block. Honorable Managa,
Thank you,
followed by
Chairperson.
Honorable de Block.
Yes, earlier after I've raised this issue, I think you have ruled it that let's just park it for now, then we will then do an oversight. But there was a member who raised a hand and she said, let's request the honorable member who raised the issue to put it in a way that it can be reflected under
I
the
make a
report.
ruling? Can
So
I make Honorable de
I'm
Block?
going back.
Okay.
Then I'm suggesting that, I'm suggesting that we do further research on the issue. Then we will then present it in the next meeting when we are well informed, so that we
Okay, then
shouldn't
thank you.
debate on the issue. Yes.
Honorable de Block. It is assisting Honorable Managa.
Yes,
You
Chair,
are
I have
assisting.
a proposed solution to this. I'm going to post it in the chat just so that it's easy to copy. I've written up some text that I propose we put in 6.4, not in the questions or responses, but in the review of what was presented under iSimangaliso. So perhaps we can scroll up to that.
Honorable de Block, let me make a ruling. Can we park this issue of iSimangaliso up until we get more information with
I'm
regards
happy
to
with
the
that,
matter?
Chair. If
Okay,
Honorable
then.
Managa is happy, I'm happy.
Okay, then. No, she's happy. Let's leave it, honorable members. Where were we? Okay, are we done with the recommendations, Nhlanhla? Were we done?
No, Chair. We just need to clarify maybe the one last that point there on the written submissions, whether we are saying within 3 days, or as the ministers undertook, or the committee decide another duration. For example, they said by Saturday, if I remember, we'll be having these written responses. So then we can change that part of the, instead of yeah. So basically it could be that source should submit written responses.
Should submit written response, yes.
Within 3 days from the day of the meeting. I think
Yes,
that is what they understood.
yeah, they agreed on.
To submit written responses within 3 days from the day of the meeting. And then the part at the bottom that is in italics, then we can remove that, because the sense I got from the discussions in the meeting was that the committee felt like responses were provided, or answers were provided, except for this one that specifically applies to source. Did I get that correctly, Chair?
Yes, you got it correct, Nhlanhla.
Okay, then you remove that. I think this is roughly it, Chair, except for some minor cosmetic changes that will be affecting commas, full stops here and there. But this is the report of the committee that is up for adoption. Chair, back to you.
Okay. Honorable Thandi Makasi, I see that you have raised your hand.
Yes, Chair.
On your video when you are introducing yourself.
I'm actually in the dark where I am because of the weather. There's electricity challenges.
We
So,
can see you. There was a light, but we were able to.
Yeah, I was using my phone to
No,
put.
it's fine. We can see you, ma'am. They can see
Okay.
you. Actually, those who wanted to see you. You can switch it off
That
now.
it's me. Okay.
Yeah.
Chair, I think when I read the report before the meeting, there is something that I saw that I think it needs to be checked whether it's corrected in the report. I think it's on 5.2. There was a sentence that either was not fully captured, or to me it did not make sense. So I just wanted to see on the report whether it was is it still the same or it is corrected.
Is it under 5.2?
5.2, yes, ma'am.
Under program 2, 5.2 program 2.
Yes. Yeah. There it is. It says at the end, it is in this regard, amongst others, that members of the. So I think to me it doesn't have I think there's something missing that was supposed to be after the day. Not sure whether other committees understand or pick up what I'm landing. Because when I read the paragraph there, it is what was reflected in the meeting, just as last sentence. It is in this regard, among others, that the members of the committee, there's something missing there, or it must be deleted. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. The last sentence.
Yes.
On 5.2, that is true.
Yeah. Okay.
Chair,
wanted to raise that.
Yes, Chair.
do you see what Honorable Marcus is raising?
Yes, Chair. It was actually a point that was moved from this section to another. I think when cleaning up, it somehow slipped through the cracks. But yeah, it has been attended to, Chair.
Oh, okay then. Are you fine, Honorable Marcus? I see that they've removed that part.
Yes, Chair. I am fine. Thank you.
Okay, members. Here is the report in front of us, presented and ready to be adopted. We have made some additions and some changes here and then and there. I present the report to you for adoption. can I get a mover for the adoption of the report, honorable members? I'm going to note hands. Honorable Marcus, is that a legacy hand or?
No, Chair, it's a hand to address
Oh.
what you've just said now.
Okay, I note the hand of Honorable Marcus and Honorable Nalumango. Those are the two hands for now.
Thank you, Chair. With the exercise that was detailed that we just ran through now, which was a thorough reflection of what transpired in our meeting, and the report as members that have participated in the meeting who also inputted onto the report. Sorry, Chair?
Can you repeat what you're saying, because I've lost you a bit?
Okay. I'm saying, Chair, through the exercise that we've undertook now and the participation of the members as per our meeting that we had, and the additions and the editing that has happened throughout, I therefore propose that we adopt the report as a true reflection of what this committee has been underdoing. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Makasi. Honorable Nalumango.
Thank you, Chair. I second the adoption of the report.
Thank you, honorable members. I see the hand of Honorable Managa. Honorable Managa.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I hope I'm audible. Am I audible?
Yes, you are, ma'am. Yes, you
Okay.
are. You are.
It should be noted by this meeting, Honorable Chairperson, that the EFF is not part of adopting this report. We cannot adopt the report where there are still responses that are pending. We cannot adopt the report that seems not to be complete. So it should be noted that we're not adopting this report. Thank you.
Noted, Honorable Managa. I do not see any hands. I do not see any hands. Silence means consent, which means we are now adopting our report. Thank you very much, honorable members, and for the contributions that you have made, and thank you very much also to the officials in the meeting who have assisted us in crafting this report. We will make follow-up on some of the things that were raised by the members. And as we go and we continue with the program of our portfolio committee, we will have some engagements, and we will meet with the stakeholders and the sectors that are falling under this committee. I therefore declare the report is adopted, and also declare that we have reached the end of our meeting. Thank you very much, honorable members.
Thank you, Chair. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Good
much.
evening.
I
you,
declare
Chair.
the meeting
Thank you, Chair.
closed.
Thank you, Chair. Good night.
Thank you,
Good night.
members.
Good
Good
night, honorable
night.
members.
Thank you, members.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night, members. Thank you very much, colleagues.